Hello and welcome back to the CVU Show. I'm your host, Marin Walsh, and if you couldn't tell already, I got a haircut. It's Halloween. The craft fair was very successful last weekend. Thank you to all who participated or attended. It was a lot of fun. This event was also the runner-up for the best craft fair in Vermont, according to 7 Days, 7 Daisies for 2025. For this week's episode, we will be talking about CVU's fall musical. But first, we have a new segment to the CVU Show. Here are the CVU librarians with books they recommend. Let's take a look.
Hello, CVU Read Hawks. It's Katie Mack, your friendly neighborhood librarian.
And I'm Peter Langella, your other maybe not so friendly librarian.
We are here with our picks, our book picks for the month. I have 2 picks from our multiple copies section, which means there are multiple copies so you can check one out and read with a friend. They both have a historical bent. The first one is a graphic memoir called They Called Us Enemy by George Takei. It's about his early life in a Japanese internment camp. These were created during World War II by FDR after the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor, where hundreds of thousands of Japanese Americans were interned in camps. It's about his early childhood experiences there, but also about the repercussions of coming back home to his home in California and reintegrating as an American, and ultimately ends on an uplifting note about American democracy. My second pick is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. It's about an Argentinian teen named Inez who is living around the turn of the 20th century in Buenos Aires, and her parents are Egyptologists. They get killed and she travels to Egypt to track down who their killer is and figure out what happened regarding their murder. So it's a series of adventures that she undergoes to find the truth about her parents, and there's also a sequel if you are interested.
Thanks, Katie. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of books that relate to what's coming up in November, Native American Heritage Month. So both of the books I'm going to share are written by Native American people. The first one is fiction. It's called Looking for Smoke by K.A. Cobell. And this book takes place on the Blackfeet Reservation, which is in what is now northwestern Montana, bordering the Canadian border and Glacier National Park. And the story starts with a Blackfeet giveaway, which is a ceremony where instead of getting gifts, they honor people by giving them gifts. And during this giveaway ceremony, one of the characters is murdered. All of the people who were part of the ceremony are now the main suspects because they're the only folks who were in that area when this happened. And so it's really the story of this high school girl trying to figure out kind of her place in the world. She's half Blackfeet, half white, and now being implicated in this huge mystery. It's really fast-paced, lots of exciting characters, and again, takes place on the Blackfeet Reservation. My other book is called Project 562 by Matika Wilbur. And this book is about a woman who is a writer and photographer who went around the country, tens of thousands of miles in her car and van to, at the time, what were the 562 federally recognized Native American communities. There's now a few more because she started her journey in 2012, and it features unbelievable descriptions of modern day Native life. It also features huge full-page photographs, kind of like the one you see on the cover, and the subtitle says, Changing the Way We See Native America, and it's really dispelling myths and introducing us to not just the history, but what is really a thriving, living culture for many of these indigenous nations. Thanks so much. Happy reading.
Thank you, guys. Up next for a hallway interview question, we asked your peers what their favorite Halloween candy is.
My favorite Halloween candy is probably Nerds because I like the sweet and sour kind of thing, yeah.
My favorite Halloween candy is probably Snickers because it gives the perfect salty sweet combination.
My favorite Halloween candy is Lemon Heads because I like how sour they are.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, it's a perfect mix of sweet and salty, savory, good stuff.
My favorite Halloween candy is Sour Patch Kids because it's they're kind of sour, but they're also sweet, you know what I mean? So they're good.
My favorite Halloween candy is candy corn because I like that it's orange, like Halloween.
My favorite Halloween candy is the Nerd Gummy Clusters because it's a combination of a lot of different kind of candies.
My favorite Halloween candy is Milky Ways.
And my favorite Halloween candy is Kit Kats.
And my favorite Halloween candy is Milky Ways because of the caramel.
My favorite candy is Reese's. Definitely because peanut butter and chocolate is an absolute classic, but if you have a higher ratio of peanut butter to chocolate, it just gets way better.
My favorite Halloween candy is Twix because I like caramel and chocolate.
Is Reese's Cups because, I don't know, it's pretty good.
Thank you to all who participated in this week's hallway interview question. Seniors, your yearbook portraits are due on November 7th, so get those pictures in. Next, we have Xavier Mello with the weekly weather report. Thanks, Xavier. Now I will be interviewing Alyssa Van Dyne, who is the public speaking and acting teacher here at CVU, as well as our theater director, who will be telling us more about the fall musical, Into the Woods. Let's take a look. Hi, Vidi. Thank you so much for doing the interview with us.
Thank you, Moran. It's my pleasure.
Oh, shucks. Can you tell us more about the musical and what the plot is about?
Absolutely. So Into the Woods, which is one of my favorite musicals, is kind of a mashup of a bunch of fairy tales. There's Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, a little bit of Snow White and Sleeping Beauty thrown in at the end, and then some fairy tale characters that happen to occur in a bunch of fairy tales like witches, wolves, giants, ghosts. And it really centers around really a baker and a baker's wife, and they are hoping to have a child. But in order to get this child, there's been a curse that's been put on their family because of something his father did. So they have to undo this curse. So they need to go into the woods because this witch placed a curse on them, and they have to find 4 objects. And these 4 objects are what kind of bring the other stories in together. I don't want to give it all away, but they might cross paths with Cinderella and Little Red and Jack and the Beanstalk in order to get these objects to have a child in the future.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And while they're there, what's beautiful about this story and which makes it really brilliant, Stephen Sondheim wrote the lyrics and composed it. James Lapine wrote the book. And it's so cleverly done that even though it's fairy tale characters, it's very complex. So it's also dealing with relationships, the complexity of relationships, both parental, children, and romantic and long-term relationships, and how do we handle those in a way that's lovingly and then also ways that are not so lovingly all become exposed during this story.
Wow. Would you say that the show is more targeted towards adult members or kids?
It's a great question. My youngest son watched it when he was 8 and loved it because there's a lot of humor to it. There are iconic characters that you're familiar with that I've just mentioned, and a lot of the sophistication of the story is done in a subtle manner. So there is some death. Some characters die, like I don't want to give it away, but it's done usually off stage, so we rarely ever see it. So for younger audiences, it might go right over their heads. But for older, more mature audiences, they'll definitely pick up on a lot of the themes that are interladen with these stories about sort of dysfunctional families and about fathers and sons wanting to come back together and mothers and daughters trying to repair for past wrongs that have been done. That I think will go right over the heads of the kids, and they'll laugh at the princes and they'll laugh at the wolf and they'll laugh at wonderful fairy tale qualities to the story. So I think it's applicable to both, I'd say ages 10 and above.
Great. What are you most excited for audiences to see?
So much of it. Visually, I think it's going to be really exciting. Our crew has done a phenomenal job trying to recreate this forest right on the stage with a lot of detail, love, and care. I also think the music is so complex and stunning and beautiful that I'm excited for the audience to hear that, absorb it. And we also have the largest cast we've had in many years. We have 40 cast members on stage and a lot of crew that have come together to bring this magic to life. So I think that's going to be visually stunning and exciting as well.
Great. Thank you so much, EVD. And tickets are on sale now. Thank you, EVD, for taking the time to tell us about the musical. Don't forget to get your tickets. You can find them on the QR code on the posters and on the CVU Theater webpage. The musical performances will be on November 14th through 16th, so be there to support the arts. Up next, we have sports with Michael Moshovides.
Hello Redhawks, how are you doing? It's your boy Big City Mike. For the 4th consecutive year, our girls cross country team is the Vermont State champions. The Redhawks pushed their 5 scoring runners across the finish line in the top 11. And on the boys side, CVU claims its first title since 2020, narrowly defeating St. Johnsbury by just 8 points. Your boys soccer team defeated MMU in the quarterfinals, which went into double overtime, leading to penalty kicks. And your boy Charles Wallace saved 2 goals, and Sebastian scored the game-winning goal, sending the boys to semifinals against BHS. Girls soccer defeated Essex with a score of 3-1, with Reese Kingsbury scoring 2 goals to send the girls to the next round of the playoffs. And CVU boys football lost 44-14 at BBA. Blake Marshall scored his first touchdown, though, off a mistake by the BBA punt returner, and the boys are set to play St. Johnsbury this Friday. Real Hawks, and back to the studio.
Thanks, Michael, and good luck, Red Hawks. The next CVU Photo Club contest themes are Halloween, sports, and reflections. If your work is selected, you earn bragging rights and a shout-out in CVU celebrations. Entries are due Tuesday, November 11th, limit of 3 entries per person. Submissions should be high resolution and renamed with the title of your image. Email entries to emclean@cvsdvt.org or upload it to the Photo Club contest shared folder. Are you interested in Nordic skiing this winter? Visit cvunordicskiteam.weebly.com to get team information and sign up for the 2025-26 roster. Information on practices, equipment, and races can all be found online or by contacting Sarah Strack at sstrack@cvsdvt.org. And that's it for this episode of the CVU Show. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next episode. Roll Hawks!
Wait.